G'day guys and welcome back. Once again we're going to dive into the world of Flat Earth. Now, this video says it's by Flat Earth for Dummies 101, but she doesn't make her own videos. By she, I mean Elaine. Elaine doesn't make her own videos. So, she's done what any good Flat Earther would do and just reposted one of Eric Dubay's videos. So, for the next little while, we're going to have to listen to his lovely voice and see what ridiculous things he has to say this time. Enjoy! As I said, this video by Elaine isn't actually by Elaine. It's Eric Dubay. But she has done us a service and edited it down so we don't have to listen to as much crap. Let's just dive in. I will play just a little bit of Elaine's intro, just so we get to hear her lovely voice. You know, I've always wondered here, why does she have these Sims? Anyway, I'm going to skip now, because we don't want to hear her singing. Although, Elaine, you have a lovely voice, but you should not sing. Okay? We'll just leave it at that.
Flat Earth has long been touted as the mother of all conspiracy theories.
No, it hasn't. It's not a conspiracy theory. There's no conspiracy. It's stupidity. There's a difference between conspiracy and stupidity. I know this is a series called Conspiracy Crackpots, but it's not a conspiracy. There is no one hiding anything about the shape of the Earth. You just can't accept reality. I don't see what the problem is, but we'll find out.
Marginalized, suppressed, and ridiculed for centuries.
Well, no. No, it hasn't been suppressed much as, developments in technology and science have proven that the Earth is not flat. Now, this proof isn't hundreds of years old. It's thousands of years old. We've known the Earth isn't flat for thousands of years. Thousands.
As being an ignorant, ancient, unscientific worldview.
Yes, that is pretty accurate. It is unscientific and it is very ignorant.
But the facts of the matter are far from what you've been told. It is a fact, not a theory, that bodies of water always seek and find their own level.
Yes. But what you don't understand is that water in a vacuum or microgravity is a sphere. Raindrops aren't shaped like a tear like we normally see. They are actually spherical.
From a beaker, a bottle, or a bathtub, to a pond, lake, or an ocean, the natural physics of water and other liquids is to find and remain level.
Yes, it's because you don't understand the size of things. As I said, surface tension, gravity. We do see water behave like this bottom left, because that's how it is. I think what most flat earthers, their problem is, you only think in two dimensions. You don't realize that it's not just flat one way. It's all ways. But you have your disc, which is just flat. But that's not the way it works. It's actually all. You know what a globe looks like? You've seen a bowl. The biggest argument that flat earthers have is they'll get a bowl and they'll pour water over it. Oh, see, it doesn't stick to the bowl. But they're not taking into account that the gravity of the earth, that this bowl is also a part of, is pulling that water down even more. It's not rocket science.
It is an unproven, unscientific theory with no observable, measurable, or repeatable evidence to claim that bodies of water can somehow bend, cling to the exterior of shapes, and show convexity upon their surface.
Well, no, it's not curved. You don't understand how these things work. You don't understand how reality works. There are hundreds of pictures of the globe. I know you say they're all composites and they're all CGI. But no, there is a live feed. I think it's one of Japan's satellites. If I remember, I'll put in a little video here showing you what it is. And you'll see that that's a live feed of the Earth in real time. I don't know why you struggle with all of this. You have all the information of the world at your fingertips, but you think you know something that nobody else does. It makes you feel special, but you're not. You haven't discovered some grand conspiracy. You just don't understand. That's all.
It is a fact that the majority of Earth is covered in such level water, thus making it an unscientific theory to postulate that Earth is actually a gigantic sphere with bendy oceans.
Sea level. You don't understand what level means. Sea level is the height of the oceans. Doesn't matter where you are on the globe. The height of the ocean. Sea level is 0. Just because on one side of the globe it might be a bit higher because, the moon, the gravity of the moon tugs on the water of the planet, and the gravity of the sun, yes, does pull on the planet. But sea level means 0. That's the 0 point. That's all that means. It's not saying that the sea is level, because it never is. You have waves. To say that the sea level is level is just stupid.
Curving all the way around it. It is a fact, not a theory, that the horizon always appears perfectly flat, 360 degrees around the observer, regardless of altitude.
Really? So if you were to go into space, which is about 100 kilometers up, and this one I will be showing, you can see the curve. And if you start here at ground level, you'll see as you get higher and higher and higher, you'll start to see the curve. And what you're showing here, this image, is cloud. It's also a distorted image. See the way it bends in the middle? Funny about that.
All amateur balloon, rocket, plane, and drone footage show a completely flat horizon as high as we can reach, over 20 miles, or 120,000 feet up. The only time the horizon ever bends is when viewed through a fisheye lens or a curved commercial airplane window.
You can't see the curve from a plane window. You're not up high enough. I don't think you understand the size of the Earth and how high planes fly. Well, how high they don't fly. You seem to think that the Earth is small. I don't understand how you can't grasp this.
It is also a fact that the horizon always rises to the eye level of the observer
No, it
as
doesn't.
altitude is gained,
No, it doesn't.
so you never have to look down to see it.
No, it doesn't.
If the Earth were in fact a globe, no matter how large, as you ascended, the horizon would stay fixed, and the observer would have to tilt, looking down further and further to see it.
And if the Earth was flat, you would be able to see everything in a straight line. Everything. Exactly level. I would be able to go out my door, if on a clear day or whatever, up to a height, and I would be able to look straight across, and I would be able to see New Zealand. Can't do that. Why? Why can't I see New Zealand? I can't even see Tasmania. Hell, I probably couldn't even see Sydney. If I went to the top of the tallest building in Melbourne and looked out, I should be able to see all of Victoria. But I can't. Because of the horizon. Because it goes over the horizon.
It is a fact, not a theory, that we are able to observe objects at incredibly long distances, far beyond what would be possible if Earth were a globe 25,000 miles in circumference, as we're told.
No, you
For
couldn't.
example, it is a fact that in Genoa, Italy, from just above sea level, on clear days, it is possible to see the distant islands of Elba, Gorgona, Caprea, and Corsica, 80 to 125 miles away. It is a necessary theory that the globe Earth must curve 8 inches per mile squared
Wrong.
if it really be a ball 25,000 miles in circumference, as we're told.
That's because you don't understand how it all works. See these buildings? You should be able to see the base of those buildings. And you can't. You should be able to see ground level. But you can't. That's the point. If there was no horizon, which on a flat earth is not supposed to be a horizon, because it continues on, you should be able to see ground level, and you can't. Why not? Why can't you see ground level? And look at all this distortion you're getting on these buildings.
But based on such a theory, these islands would all be completely hidden behind thousands of feet of curved Earth.
No, they
In
wouldn't.
fact, the record-breaking longest distance zoom photograph ever taken recently showed Pic Gaspard from Pic de Finestrelles, a whopping 275 miles away, at a height of under 10,000 feet, where, based on correct curvature calculations, the entire mountain should be invisible behind several miles of curved Earth.
No, because it was taken from up on a mountain, for one, and you can only just see the tip. You can barely see it.
It is an observable, testable, repeatable, scientific fact of reality that Polaris, the North Pole star, situated perfectly over the North Pole center of Earth,
Well, it's not.
never moves a single inch, night after night, year after year, century after century, with all the other fixed stars remaining fixed in their relative constellations, revolving perfect circles around Polaris.
I've never seen Polaris. I'd never even heard of Polaris until all this flat earth bullshit came about. That only works in the northern hemisphere. Explain how it works in the southern hemisphere. Why can't I see it? Why? If we're on a flat Earth, I should be able to see it. Same as you. But I can't. Why is that?
It is an unobservable, unproven, unscientific theory to claim that thousands of years ago, Polaris mysteriously did move, and Thuban, or other stars, became the center of rotation.
Or maybe some new observations were taken and it was corrected. That's how science works. We never say we know everything for a fact, other than, the Earth is a globe. Well, no blade spheroid. See, even that changed. It'll probably change again in the future to give it a more defined name. But it's still going to be a globe. It's still going to be a ball. And you'll still be wrong.
It is also an unobservable, unscientific theory to claim that the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour around an axis, while rotating tens of thousands of miles per hour around the Sun.
Yep.
While the entire solar system circles hundreds of thousands of miles per hour around the Milky Way.
I know you're probably going to get to this, but why is that so hard to understand?
And the Milky Way shoots millions of miles per hour more off through infinite space, when we cannot see, hear, feel, or otherwise observe or prove any such motion.
Yes, we can. And there's a very good reason for this. I think I'll let an old classic tell you why.
Gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
Desert File, thank you.
And we can see clearly for ourselves Polaris never moving, and all the other stars revolving around it. Not only this, but such circular star trails around an unmoving pole star prove that it is the stars themselves moving.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Calm. We know how stupid he is. But that doesn't prove that the stars are moving. It proves that the Earth is rotating.
And not the Earth. If the Earth were truly a tilting, wobbling, spinning space ball, undergoing these multiple contradictory motions through the universe.
Not a single one of them is contradictory, by the way.
You would only see irregular, spiral-shaped star trails.
No, you wouldn't, because they're all moving as well. They're moving at the same speeds, in the same galaxy. Why would they be any different? It's not that complicated.
And the night sky would never be the same twice.
Well, it is. You can see it is. And you can actually see changes in it. And there have been minute changes to the constellations over the centuries that they have been observed. Because they are moving. So... I don't understand how you can't understand how simple this is.
It would be impossible for constellations to exist whatsoever if Earth were truly undergoing these various theoretical motions.
No, because they're moving with the galaxy as well. The galaxy is spinning and everything in it is also spinning. How is that? How do you not understand this? Like, if you get a fan and you draw dots on this fan, and then you get your finger, if you turn it on, you're an idiot. If you get your finger and you spin the fan, the dots don't remain independent of each other. They all move with the fan. That's what the galaxy's like.
This is just a brief introduction to the many observable, testable, repeatable, scientific facts of our level, motionless, plain Earth that have been marginalized, suppressed, and ridiculed for centuries in favor of various unobservable, untestable, unscientific theories purporting we live on a tilting, wobbling, spinning, ball-shaped Earth.
I'm guessing this is the end of the video, so I'll talk more in depth about it in the outro, but this is basically another Eric Dubay doesn't understand a damn thing. Interesting, wasn't it? Well, no, tedious. It was tedious and awful. I think, I've said this before, but I think the problem with flat earthers is they only take into account what they can see. That's why they say if it's observable, then it must be true. They're half right. We can observe the Earth from our point of view, and it does look flat. One would assume it was flat. But when you do the math and you do your own experiments, you can see that it's really not. And what is there to gain from making up the shape of the Earth? What benefit is there? There's certainly no financial benefit. NASA's funding is pathetic at best. They're not the only ones that are sending rockets into space. You've got private companies now doing the same thing. You've got different nations doing it. Do they all get together? I don't think so. I can't see the Chinese and NASA working together, much like during the 60s, 50s. I couldn't see well, it didn't happen, so the Russians and the Americans working together, they were bitter rivals. Surely if NASA was saying that the Earth was round and they went to the moon, then surely Russia would be saying, no, they're lying to everyone. But that didn't happen, did it? No. No, it did not. That is the answer. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You know how much I despise Eric Dubay and his lackeys. So please do leave your hateful comments below. I thoroughly enjoy reading them. And don't forget, give this video a thumbs down. Engagement matters. And, who am I to turn away engagement? And thank you so much for watching. And as always, a special thank you to the patrons Purple Haze, Caustic, Lisa, and Jez. If you want to become a patron, the link's below. You don't have to. You'll just feel really guilty about it if you don't. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. And until next time, friends, remember, don't be a dick. Like Eric. Or is it Elaine this week? She did take someone else's content. That's a tricky one, isn't it?